Memorial Day weekend is all about remembering those who have lost their lives serving our country, whether that be in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, or the Coast Guard. And for many in the Savannah area, this day holds a particular significance because one of the most influential Air Force units in World War II originated right here. Of course, we are talking about the mighty 8th Air Force. Shay Schrader joining us live this morning with more on how they are continuing to tell that story of sacrifice.
Yeah, Kyle, if you've lived here long enough, you've heard of the mighty 8th, or you've maybe been to the museum, and that's just how important this unit was, that they have an entire museum dedicated to them here in Savannah. They started off as a grassroots military organization, but by the end of the war, they had actually helped lay the groundwork for victory in World War II. But in the process, many of the men who served lost their lives.
7 men, 1 Jeep, and no airplanes got together at an armory in downtown Savannah to map out the plans for the strategic bombing of Germany during World War II.
Those men who met at what's now Betty Bombers didn't know it yet, but they were forming the very strategy that would take out Germany's Luftwaffe and would also be the precursor for modern precision bombing. But things didn't start off without some issues. Conditions in the planes were very dangerous. In the early days, Nichols says that there was about a 1 in 4 chance that you wouldn't return from a mission. The planes were also not pressurized, so men would have to take oxygen and wear heavy coats and gloves to withstand the negative temperatures. It was brutal, Nichols says, but men were able to find silver linings.
They would take powdered milk, mix it up with water, mix it up with a little bit of chocolate, put it in a bucket, bring it up on their flights. That would freeze and they'd have ice cream. It was kind of ingenious.
Through the rough conditions and high number of casualties, the men of the mighty 8th persevered and were eventually able to strike a fatal blow to the Luftwaffe, crippling the Nazis' air power.
It helped win the war. I mean, it helped pave the way for the invasion of D-Day. And then by the time the Battle of the Bulge came out, they just wiped the Luftwaffe into non-existence.
Nichols says that at its height, the mighty 8th Air Force had 350,000 men, but lost 26,000. The majority of those were men between the ages of 18 to 21. To honor them, the museum has planted 26,048 star flags, a sea of red, white, and blue.
You have to honor their sacrifice and what they did, so that's why we plant these flags.
The mighty 8th Air Force Museum will be having a Memorial Day wreath laying ceremony this morning at 11 a.m. It is open to the public and open for anybody that wants to honor those that have lost their lives in World War II or any other wars on this Memorial Day. Live in Savannah, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.